Okay, we talked about how to basically dust for prints using black powder. I'm going to show you another type of way to, or another way to dust, and it's a little bit different, okay? But it's still kind of cool. There we go. Sorry, grabbed the wrong piece. And on this one, what's different about it is, yeah, it's still dealing with some black, but this is actually metallic. And it's different in the fact that I've already got a fingerprint on here. Okay? So it's metallic. So when I actually put this is actually a little magnet. And it's pulling up some of the dust. Can you notice that some of it's already spilled? And take a little bit off. And here's the cool thing about it. I can take this and just by barely brushing it, see it? With the dust, I'm not even touching it, the applicator to it. I'm just actually using, I got another one over here. I'm just letting that dust drag across it. Now when I'm done, basically I just put it back in here and it's got a little knob up here. I just pull that and that actually pulls the magnet back into this. So the stuff falls out. And I can just go through now, the magnet's released, and I can clean up anything and clean up my image just a little bit based on that. So the magnetic powder works really well. It's really quick. The one problem is if you go too deep or too dark and it rubs too much, you kind of see the lines here. So we went through and did a little bit too much there. On this one, see if my thing works. You can actually see that, hey, you've got some good print there. And this one you can definitely see that, not quite that great. And apparently I have another one right there. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see. You've got the different ridge patterns coming through. If you can't see it, trust me, it's there. Okay, so there's that. Now, so that is going with magnetic dust. Now here's going to be another type of one to look at. And this is the one that I think is kind of the coolest, just because of the impact. So real quick, I'm going to get some stuff on my thumb. And fingerprint, I don't know what's there. Okay, I could use the black, the regular dust or the magnetic dust, figure out, or I can actually use basically a fluorescent powder, and definitely a fluorescent orange. You can see that. Once again, you only need a small amount. So I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to rotate this back and forth inside that. So I'm just going to have a really small amount sitting on there. And I'm just going to rotate once again, just like I did before. And you can see it, right? I didn't really touch it at all. Just these little tiny things just brushed against it periodically. So now we've got our fingerprint. Now, it does not look as clear as those. Okay. But there's a difference with this. Check this out. This is a black light. See how much it glows now? With that, we can actually see a lot more detail. But now you're saying, well, what's the point? Why? The black works just as good. Well, you're right. But not everything out there the criminals are going to touch is white. So let's say we've got something black. Once again. Now, you can see that I've already got one down there. Okay, but if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't see that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more stuff on here. And I got too much. You can see where. Now, automatically, I can see those very clearly. Whereas if I were to use either of the black powders, you're not going to be able to even see them because it's black against black, or dark color and black isn't going to work well. Go through, and I can actually see detail because of that fluorescent powder. It's going to glow. They've also got this in a green. So you can definitely see that piece. And then if you wanted to have some basically hinge tabs, go through. Same thing when you touch, work on these, make sure you don't touch it. And that's one of the issues I have periodically. I just start one way. This is actually picking up the powder. And you can actually see it a little bit better there. Go slow. You see the print's coming up with it. So the print is gone off that. And when I go to set this down, actually, you actually see a little bit more detail, can't you? You go through, now you can actually see quite a bit of stuff. And you can see that I actually have stuff on my hands. Okay. So with that, now they can actually have a print they can do a comparison with. So that's basically fluorescence powder and also the magnetic powder. So those are two other ways you can go about actually getting those done. Now, let's say we've got something like a can. I want to dust this and see, okay, could a suspect say, who said they weren't in the location, actually been there? Well, if I check cans, or I want to get somebody's print, if they actually touch something and then throw it away, it's fair game. So police could go pick it up. One of the tricks they use is like if there's a smoker, if that smoker throws away a cigarette butt, put it in the garbage. As soon as they do that, police can go get it. With that, they can now get a DNA sample from any cells or saliva that was on that. Now, notice that print's coming right up. I was able to see that's out there. Now I have something that I can pull and actually do a comparison on. So it works really well. So third type of going through and getting prints. So hopefully that helps.